Come on. Okay. This is looking promising. This is looking very promising. I got it. Okay. Let's try that again. Oop. All right, time to share to the Twitter again. There's one live viewer. Yay. Okay. There's the link off to the Twitters. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to share the link this way though, because my there we go. I'll tell my friends in my chat that I have started a new one. What is the link to this one though? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. Oh, that's right. I was gonna watch that. Well, it's saved in my thing, in my history. Let's see if I can find. Okay, well, we can delete whatever that is. Well, it's saved in my thing, in my. Oh, that's behind. Wow. Tis behind. Okay. It's good to know. I mean, I knew it's behind because if I look at the YouTube one, it's like really behind. So. Hilarious. Yay, pretend Fridays. I'm gonna fake a Friday tomorrow. I mean, like, I close, so it's not even, like, that big of a deal. Because, like, I start work at 9:15. So. And it's not like I'm gonna stay up doing this till, like, 4. I'm gonna probably do this until, like, 10, maybe 11. So, we'll see. We'll see how this works. We'll see how long until my body just yearns for my bed, because that's the clincher when my body goes, nope, we're done for the day. Look at you for trying to stay up late. You're funny. Not to mention wine makes me tired, so oh snap. Can I boop you in the face? And boop. I love how you just like leaned into the boop, Nova. You're so cute. My cat's cute. I have an itchy nose. Itchy nose. Non-allergic rhinitis is not fun because your nose is itchy all the time. And so like I'm always paranoid that people are going to think like snort things, because I'm always like, yeah. And yeah, so non-allergic rhinitis is not fun. Plus I'm always doing that and I'm always sneezing. And so when I was still at the office working, when the pandemic first started, I was always really concerned that with me sneezing so much or like coughing a lot. Yeah, when she's not being a hurricane of problems, you are correct. This morning, I woke up at 4 o'clock to her knocking things off of my fireplace again. So I don't know what to do. to teach her not to go and knock everything off of my fireplace. And then she stole Ryuk's hand. So I've got this Ryuk figure and one of his hands is missing. So I'll find it eventually, unless she ate it, which is always possible. But usually I find the things that she hides. She's a little hoarder. It's really funny. She's the weirdest cat. And even that's a lot coming from me because we used to foster cats. So we've had a lot of cats. We stopped. Cobalt was our last foster. And I was a senior in high school. So like it's been a while. But we've had so many cats. And she's by far the strangest one. She's just a weirdo. I love my cat. But don't start with me. Don't do it. Don't. Okay. Do I have to get the spray bottle? Leave it alone. Oh no, don't turn off. Her other favorite thing to do in the entire world is to mess with my umbrella lights. So I'm looking forward to replacing them here soon with a ring light, and it's one that actually connects to my camera. So it'll be a very different situation. So I won't have these huge honking lights anymore. And so doing this is gonna be a lot harder, but I'll figure that out because I don't have a lot of light down here. So I usually use my lights to do anything at my computer. So it works because I'm actually going to film at least one video at my computer this week. So, because Thursday's video is going to be me reacting to my old headshots, which I think the disc... Shoot, I got to remember where I put the disc. I think I put the disc in here somewhere. In this, like, junk drawer. If you're over 30 and don't have a junk drawer, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, I'm gonna have, well, it's not gonna be in my eyes, it's gonna be in the reflection of my glasses. Though I guess my glasses do a pretty decent job of not being super reflective. My old glasses, the ones that I got before these, the ones that broke, I picked them up off of my headboard, because that's where I put them, on my headboard. Picked them up off my headboard, and like one of these fell off. One morning I was like, well, that's not great. And worst part is I can't legally drive without my glasses. So I go up into my parents' unit and I was like, hey, who has time to drive me to the eye doctor today? And they're like, nope. And I'm like, guess I'm driving you legally. I have a cable junk drawer only just because I basically just use my parents' cable junk drawer. I steal their stuff. I go upstairs in their unit and I take things that I need. But I do have a decent... Oh, there it is. Here it is. The disc. The things of discs. Let's see. And so here's my very first set of headshots. Woody's photography still exists. It's in Brainerd, Minnesota. So, up north. Oh, and Kay, I still haven't sent this to you. Look what I found. Anyway, so I do have a bunch of cords in here, though. So I guess this kind of counts as my cord junk drawer. But there's more than just cords in here. But yeah. And so that's what I'm going to do for this week's video, is reacting to my first set of headshots, because I know of one. Because I have it. It's on, it's on my Facebook, but it's on, like, I think my personal Facebook. And at the time I was super proud of it because I loved the sweater that I wore. I loved the pants that I wore. And I thought I did a really good job at my makeup, but my makeup was not the right color for my skin. I am Norwegian. So basically I need a foundation that says white AF, and covers rosacea. So granted, at the time I didn't have rosacea, or was starting to set in, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. Like, I was thinking, am I really going to put makeup on for this live stream tonight? And I'm like, I'll just put on some BB cream. It covers it enough. But you can still, like, see it somewhat paging through. It's fine. It's so funny because whenever somebody brings it up, I'm like, oh, don't worry. It's just an incurable skin condition. Thanks. My mom's always like, don't say that. I'm like, what? I'm not lying. It is a skin condition. There's no known cure. But it just sounds worse when you say it that way. But yeah, so I have like this horrible cakey foundation on, and it's like about 6 shades darker than I am. Like, I was trying real hard to have olive skin. Like, I was trying real hard to have, hey, Matt. I was trying real hard to have, like, real, like, Polish skin. Because my mom and my sister both have the Polish skin. I take so much after my dad that this is pure Norway. Like, just everything about me is pure Norway. And the one thing I get from my mom's side is this part of the bridge of my nose where there's like this little bump. That comes from my Norwegian grandmother. So this is just all Norwegian, thanks. Supposedly the fact that my hair was blonde and turned brown apparently is somewhat of a Polish thing, but I've also heard that happens to other people too, so I don't know. But I used to be like a towhead blonde. And then by the time I was 6, my hair was this color. And then it got super dark. And now it's starting to lighten up again in my older age. But probably because of the gray. I'm old. Oh, hi, Matt. Oh, my God. The room. I need to, like, maybe one day, like, if I could get permission from Tommy Wiseau, like, do the room viewing over the internet. I think that'd be so much fun. Oh my God. The Room is the best. It's the worst, but it's the best. So anytime anybody's like, oh, hi, I'm like, oh, hi, Mark. From The Room. I love it. The worst writing ever, but also the best writing ever. But yeah, so that's what Thursday's video is going to be, is me looking at some of these photos for the first time in more than 10 years. Because the last time I did headshots was 2012 when my friend Brooke did them. She's a professional photographer. You were born with a blonde streak in your hair? The pale Scandinavian skin. Yeah. I really... Though, we're starting to wonder if my grandfather's, like, super, like, olivey skin was actually Polish. Because some, like, Middle Eastern popped up in my 23andMe. And as far as we know, everyone else in the family is either Norwegian or German / Irish. Because my dad's mom is German and English, but more prominently Irish. And then I have I had, because all of my grandparents that were 100%, theoretically 100% something, passed away. So I had 2 Norwegian grandparents. My dad on my mom's side, or my grandfather on my dad's side, my dad's dad, and my mom's mom were both Norwegian. And, like, Norwegian. Like, I'm, like, 3rd generation American, kind of Norwegian. And then Grandpa, again, I'm, like, 3rd generation. Yeah, my grandpa was, my grandpa on my mom's side was 100% Polish. And whenever I say my grandpa, I generally mean him because my other grandfather died when I was 4, so I barely knew him. And, so I have like 3 memories of that grandfather, and one of which was at his wake. So when my other grandpa died in 2007, I refused to go look at him in his coffin because of that. So my other memory was, and this is a really funny one because every time I tell this story, people are always like, I mean, you were like 3. But we were at my dad's parents' house for like Thanksgiving or whatever. It was either Thanksgiving or Christmas, something. We were there for like a big family thing. We were all sitting around the table. And I was sitting next to my grandpa on my dad's side. If you guys wonder how to pronounce my last name, proper Norwegian is Halas, and then lazy American, we just say Hallis generally. But yeah, so my grandpa Hallis was sitting next to me, and he stands up, and I looked up at him and was like, he's really tall. And every time I tell that story, my dad's family, and even some of my mom's family who knew him, burst out laughing because he was shorter than I am now. Like, he was actually super short. But I just remember looking at him and thinking he was really tall. And then I go, you have to remember, I was 4. I had literally just turned 4 when he died. Like, he died a week after my birthday. So, yeah, so I was like 3. Was very young. So I don't have a lot of memories of him. I don't remember what he sounds like, and that for some reason that bothers me. But anyway, happier topics. Other than dead grandparents. I have 1 grandparent left. He was tall. To a child. Yeah, to a child he was tall. But yeah, and so people laugh at me whenever I tell the story. It's really funny. But again, like, I'm like, you have to put that into perspective. If it were me, I would probably not think he's super tall anymore. Because I find myself, even though I'm pretty average for a woman, because I'm 5'5", 5'6" on a good day, depending on how my back is feeling. Because if my back is feeling good, I'll stand a little taller. But usually if my back, because you guys don't know, I talk about it sort of in my video that went live today. Where I hurt myself doing martial arts. So I tore my trapezius muscle in this back, on this side of my back, which is this big muscle behind your shoulder blade. And I tore it when I was 9 and 10. I was 10. But yeah, I tore it. And so I had to give up pretty much every sport that I did because I couldn't play softball with that. It hurt to run, so I couldn't play soccer anymore. And I couldn't. I know a lot of people think I'm taller than I actually am. People generally think I'm pretty tall. It's weird. But yeah, no, I'm like 5'5". I come from a pretty short clan. Pretty short bunch of people. So I'm the shortest in my family, though, because my parents are both 5'8", and my sister is like 5'7". So yeah, no, I'm pretty average for a female, but like a lot of people think that I'm taller than I am. But I'm definitely not. I think it's because I'm pretty, like, even though my size begs to differ, I'm very athletic. Like, I work out. Like, I worked out this morning. And I'll work out on Saturday. So every time you see a video, just know that I worked out that morning. Because I always film on Saturdays. And I always work out on Saturdays. So, but yeah. And I think it's because I'm athletic. And people tend to think athletic people are taller. So... But yeah, I'm pretty athletic, so maybe that's why people think I'm that tall. Oh, one of your streamer friends thought you were closer to 6 foot. So the first thing he said when you guys met was you're short. Yeah, it's weird. I would have thought you were pretty tall too, but I wouldn't have guessed 6 feet, because Dylan is 6 feet, and that's pretty tall. So. And I mean, I've been around Dylan in real life, and he's taller. So I would have guessed like 5. What? I'm gonna guess like 5'11", K. Maybe 5'10". That's what I would have guessed, thinking, like, looking at your stature. I'd guess like 5'10" or 5'11". I mean, I think I'd guess like 5'7" or 5'8". But I've also known you guys forever, so. I've never met either one of you, though, in person. So this is not coming from any kind of, like, sizing somebody up next to myself. You're 5'8". Okay, so you see, even I thought you were taller than you are. So you're like my parents' height then, because my parents are both, I think, 5'8". No, or my sister's 5'8"? I don't know. No, my parents are 5'7", my sister's 5'8". Something like that. I don't know. My sister's slightly taller than our parents. You get annoyed by her, you're almost 5'11". So you're almost as tall as Dylan. Wow. Ooh. See, this is the thing. This is why I can't do these late. Because, like, my brain's already going, dude, you should be laying down in bed right now. Because my body usually shuts down about this time. I'm usually in bed. You'll just wear heels around Matt. You're a tall and lanky bean. Yeah, you're tall and lanky. Nothing wrong with that. It's actually this obviously means nothing, and you know that, Matthew, but, like, that's actually the body stature that I'm attracted to. So, coming from me, like, tall and lanky's good. I enjoy tall and lanky. But Matthew knows that means nothing, because he knows that. It's not me hitting on Matt. I promise. Matt's like my baby brother. That's 10 years younger than me. Makes me feel old. What's really funny is my mom always thinks that I'm attracted to, like, shorter guys, which is funny because everybody that I've dated has all been like, well, okay, one was about my height. A little tiny bit taller than me, but, like, most guys that I've dated, they're all, like, super tall, but she was like, you like short guys? I'm like, no, I don't like overly muscular men. Got Brit's approval. Sure. Psst, Matt, run. Gross. I mean, not that Matthew is gross, but, like, no. No thanks, Matt. I love you, but no. Again, like my baby brother. But, yeah, it's so funny because my mom always says that. She's like, you're into short guys. I'm like, no. I just don't like men that look like they have taken a ton of steroids. That's what I don't like. What? It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Not the little other? What? What, Kay? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. Yeah, same, Matt. What does that even mean? Just like, I don't know if it's like staring it down like it's gonna destroy it, or if it's staring it down like it's doing the I'm not touching you thing. Let me see if I can take a picture of it and then show you guys with my phone. Because there's no way I'll be able to zoom in enough. Okay. Perfect. Okay. There. Just staring down the Tiger Zord, and it's hilarious. Daijujin, it's okay. Whatever he did, he didn't mean it. There we go. That was not as satisfying as I was hoping it was gonna be, but excuse me anyway. But yeah, it's just really funny. There was one day where I didn't notice it had moved, and I turned to take a break from looking at my computer, because like I'm looking at my computer screen all day, because that's what I do for work. And I look, because you're supposed to, like, every 20 minutes for 20 seconds or something like that, look at something 10 feet away or whatever to kind of keep down the issues with, like, looking at computer screen. These aren't, like, blue canceling glasses. That is on the list. I'm not sure if I want to get prescription sunglasses first, or if I want to get the blue light canceling glasses first. But they're both on the list with my new eye insurance, because my new eye insurance is great. I had to pay for these completely out of... Anyway, so these were completely out of pocket because the insurance that I had, because when I was a real estate agent, so I used to be a real estate agent. So the whole story of 2016 was I basically had my midlife crisis in 2016, which is funny because I only just turned 30 in 2016. And basically the way I like to say it is I turned 30, jumped out of an airplane, quit my job, and went to real estate school, because that's pretty much the order of how it happened. But am I back though? Hold up. I just saw the thing. Am I back? Am I back? Anyway. I want to know if I'm back. Okay. Good. Thank you, Matthew. Anyway, so, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. What did I say? What was I saying? Oh, right. So when that's kind of how it happened. So, I went skydiving for my 30th birthday, but technically I went skydiving when I was still 29, because it was 2 days before it was 2 days? Yeah, September 10th. So 2 days before my 30th birthday. But I had already made the decision that I was going to quit my job and that I was going to go to real estate school, but well before that. So I had been saving up. So it's not like it's as ridiculous as it sounds, but it's the funniest way to put it, because it sounds like I went through something in 2016. And, but yeah, so I had to have state insurance, and the state insurance for eyewear is ridiculous. You can only get like $60 allowance for frames, but I wasn't making enough money to like pay for anything more. So I got the last glasses that I had were like literally $60 frames. And then they had plastic lenses. So like I had terrible glare with them. I hated those glasses so much, but I dealt with them. And so then when those broke, my plan was just to get them fixed, but turns out they couldn't get fixed. So that's when I bought these. I have a whole vlog about it on my vlogging channel, but I had to pay for these completely out of pocket because my insurance wasn't even accepted. Not even just like, oh, I had to pay a little extra because, you know, $60 allowance, and these were not $60 frames. I think these are, what are these? Pumas? No, my last ones are Pumas. The ones before, the ones that I had were Pumas. Not the $60 ones, the ones I had before were Pumas. These are Armani Exchange. And so these are not cheap glasses. And so it's not even just the matter of that, like my insurance just wasn't accepted. But yeah, so now I've got this much better insurance because I am not a real estate agent anymore. And I have insurance through a job again, which is beautiful and far better insurance than I've ever had before in retail. Retail insurance is trash compared to the insurance I have right now. So I do not miss retail. I'm going to be out of water soon. Or wine. Do I have water? No. Is Mother still awake? Have a bring me down water. Nope. That is definitely my group chat. I don't hear noises up in their unit. Darn it. You know what? It's fine. I'll survive without water. I'll survive, right? I mean, I could just go to my kitchen and get tap water, but Bloomington water is awful. So I got my cat these two new toys that make noises. Like they make bird noises. And so she has one and Cosmo has one. And it's really funny because Cosmo claimed one of them and she's like, okay, you can have that one. That's fine. It was really funny. But you know, hydrate yourself. I mean, especially after this, because this does not exactly hydrate. I've had so much water today, I'm fine. So, I just like having something to drink all the time. So I just always try to have water on me. Because it's so funny because when I say this, people are always like, that's concerning. Because the only things I drink are water and wine. That's it. But that's just because I drink a lot of water. And then I drink some wine. Like this is technically a glass and a half that I had. So yeah, I drink a lot of water. I don't drink soda. I don't really drink juice. Sometimes on the weekends I'll drink juice. Sometimes with vodka in it. I'm Polish, leave me alone. It's fine. But because that's the funny thing. A lot of people think that the Russians invented vodka. That is not true. The Poles invented vodka. Russians stole it and pretended it was their own. Oh, I hate that feeling. I have had that feeling before. It's a terrible feeling. I do not like it. Ooh, and that's the other thing about my insurance I'm very excited about. My dental insurance. This is a first for me. Because again, retail insurance was trash compared to the insurance I have now. But I have insurance that allows for adult orthodontia. Because by the time I could get braces, like my family life had just fallen completely apart. And so I never got braces because we had the company my parents, the Canada company my parents had was in trouble. My family was kind of split up. So it was impossible for anybody to remember, oh, we should probably get braces. So I just didn't get braces ever. And so every insurance after that I have had have all been, oh, braces until you're 19. And so this one allows for adult orthodontia, and I'm very excited about it. So I'm finally going to be able to straighten my teeth out, which I'm very excited about. So we'll see what happens. I also need to get my wisdom teeth out. I'm terrified. But now that I'm not going to Power and Morphicon and I have that long weekend, I'm tempted to do it that weekend. I'm tempted to do it Labor Day weekend this year. Do it on do it on the Thursday because I've got Thursday, Friday, obviously Saturday, Sunday, and then I have Monday off. And so go in Thursday, get it done Thursday morning, and then have that amount of time to just relax. Then again, I don't know how I'm going to react, and I have to work that next Tuesday. So no choices there. It's a blackout day. That's how I'm feeling too, but I'm also like hosting a live stream right now, so I don't want to run up into my parents' unit to grab water. Again, I have a kitchen with tap water, but my water cooler hasn't been set up yet. Otherwise, I would be able just to go over there and get water. See, my fear of wisdom teeth removal is more or less the fact that when my mom got done, because my mom got it done in her 30s, like I'm about to do, and I remember her just being in ridiculous pain, and that has scared me for my whole life. So when I was a teenager, my dentist was like, There is no indication of wisdom teeth. You may just luck out and not get wisdom teeth at all. Turns out I was just a late bloomer. I got them at 21, and I should have gotten them out at 21. I'm 33. Go get you water. People take BRB moments in live streams. Go get you water. What did she just make noise doing? I don't even know. All right. Also, don't judge me because I'm using my parents' water right now because my water cooler isn't set up. And so don't judge me for my single use water bottle. But I'm going to go bring this upstairs and go get myself water. So, Cosmo, can you come and entertain everybody for me real quick? No? You're just going to sit there? All right. I'll be right back. What are you doing? How did you make noise? I don't even understand it. Okay. Well, it is weird because, especially in the state of Minnesota, because it all depends on where the water source comes from. Ours comes in this city, comes from the Minnesota River, and the Minnesota River is disgusting because it's a tributary of the Mississippi, and the Mississippi is disgusting. And then other places, the water comes from groundwater, and Minnesota has a really ridiculous iron levels in our ground. So, like, you go down to like Egan, where they pull it from groundwater, and it's like ridiculously hard. So it all depends. And I prefer RO water just because it has a very level pH, and I like that. This is not RO water. Please forgive me for my use of this. I do recycle these, and I know recycling isn't as good as just not using them, but when my thing gets set up, my water cooler gets set up, I'll have reusable. Don't do it, please. Please? Thank you. But yeah, I'll have reusable 5-gallon jugs, so it'll be fine. But and that was the plan this weekend, but for some reason that didn't happen. Oh, that's right, because if you guys watched my video this week, fun fact, my video this week, I was not feeling well. I was laying in bed right before that, charging my battery, and anyway, sorry, that's the face I always make at my cat when she does things I don't understand. Anyway, I was laying in bed charging my battery before I filmed the video that went live. And I was laying in bed just wanting to die. And so then I got up, filmed that video, turned off the camera, turned off all my lights, got into my pajamas, crawled into bed, and just stayed there until morning. And I was asleep by like 9, I think, that night. Lactose intolerance is a beach. But yeah, so for right now, this is what I got. This is Ice Mountain, so it's spring water. I may have to spray my cat. I love how she sees this now and she's like, I don't even want you to do it. So she just stops doing what she's doing. But she was about to play with my umbrella again. The umbrella she was about to play with too is like basically destroyed. She has mangled that beyond repair. It's dead, guys. Let's have a moment of silence for my umbrella. Yeah, I was not feeling well, even a little. Nova. That one didn't scare, so I actually had to spritz her a little bit. Yeah, I was not. And I'm pretty sure now that I know, because the next morning, I was feeling fine, which is another indication that was lactose related. Or just food related in general. And, what do you mean F's in the chat? What does that mean? Anyway. And then I found out that the breakfast Dad made that morning, the morning before, Saturday morning, had cheese on it. And he didn't get me Lactaid. And I didn't take a Lactaid. So I'm pretty sure it was really late onset, but I'm pretty sure it came from that breakfast. So I was feeling fine the next morning when I had Lactaid, and I had the same breakfast. So quite frankly, it was Lactaid related. Yeah, it's literally just the two of you talking. I don't know what you're talking about, okay? But, you know. Ugh. Nova. I love how you both looked at me. Is your name even remotely Nova? Does your name even sound anything like Nova? Aside from the O, it's the second letter in both of your names. Hi. Hi. Cosmo just had cat butt. Oh, I get it. Okay. Got it. I understand now. I understand your life, Kay. It's fine. Noah. What are you doing? I mean, just streaming video game stuff. It's fine. It's fine. What other fun stories do I have? That, like, aren't enough for, like, a full story time video of any kind. Sorry. Kay knows video games, yo. I just was, like, playing with my cat's ear, and she looked at me like, how dare you? That's true. But, like, if I'm gonna play The Sims, though, and just frankly build, do I have to? Unless maybe I start doing, like, playthroughs, because one of my favorite pastimes is killing Sims. So, but that's every Simmer's, like, favorite pastime, killing Sims. Ask anyone who plays The Sims their favorite thing to do at any point, at one point at least, at one point, was to kill your Sims. Ask anybody who has ever played The Sims to the, like, as, like, their number, like, their game. As one of their games that they play. Killing Sims, by far, the best thing ever. So, you know, that's how I'm feeling, at least. Killing in the name of entertainment. Pretty much. Well, I mean, because the thing is, and my mom always feels, like, really weirded out when I'm talking about, ooh, this new pack comes with a new death. And my mom's like, why is that exciting to you? And, but yeah, and so I was like, no, you have to understand. In The Sims 1, that's how you got rid of them. Because, at least, like, in The Sims 2, they started to age properly. And so they would die on their own eventually. But in The Sims 1, like, the original Sims, like, you had to kill those suckers off. Because, man, Otherwise, they'd live forever and you'd get real bored real fast. So once I started introducing like actual generations of Sims, I started having some fun with that. Started having some fun. So, but yeah, no, I had so much fun. My favorite was taking away the ladder in the pool. And then the Sims took that away. So now you have to build a wall around the pool. What are you doing, weirdo? Say nothing. I'm doing nothing. Because she thinks she's always in trouble. I mean, she kind of is. Always in trouble. But, you know, what are you going to do about it? But yeah, last time I did my Sim self, I died from laughing, so, you know, that was interesting. I married my YouTube crush at the time. That was fun. She's always in trouble. Always and ever. Even when she's sleeping, she's in trouble somehow. Matt said, I still feel accomplished by making my sim cloud gaze for so long that the meteor came down and killed him. Yes. My favorite, oh my god, one of my favorite islanders wants to be called Gigajolt. I don't know what she's doing now. So what's everybody doing? I mean, there are 5 people in this chat, and only 2 are talking. So, like, chat with me, please. So, like, how is everybody handling the quarantine? Is everybody feeling okay? How's your mental health? How are your finances? Now, you don't have to tell me specifics, but, like, let me know how you're doing. Let me know what's up with your lives. That's fine, Kay. Play whatever you want. You're lucky I'm not playing, you know, The Sims. I turned that off a little earlier. But yes. Tell me how you're doing, please. Just let me in. Open up to me. Please, open up to me. It is weird going out. It's really weird. Not gonna lie. It's super bizarre. Like even I feel that way going out. I don't go out very often ever since I started to get to work from home. Because for a while, I couldn't. When it wasn't until Governor Walz actually announced the stay-at-home order that I got to work from home. But others got to work from home earlier just to practice the social distancing better. So certain people got to work from home, and then I finally got to start working from home. Oh, that's good. You got to see Josh. I know that was pretty tough on you. And I think, yeah, Minnesota is still not opening up much. We've opened up a couple of things. Like, certainly, like, certain like, industries can actually start going back to the office or going back to work now. And so that's really interesting. But I heard from my manager today that there is still no indication, no communication about when I'll start working at the office again. So, But yeah, I'm pretty much isolated from my friends. We still like Zoom, whatever. But there's one friend that I do see every week, and that is because I shop where she works just to see her. So like I drive all the way out there to see her. So, but we social distance. We don't hang out. She counts my crickets. She rings me up and sends me on my way. So, that's the only friend I've been able to see physically since this whole thing started. And one of my friends, like, I don't know the next time I'm gonna be able to see her. Because I don't know the next time she's actually, like, going to want to be around anybody. Because she's, super at risk. So, I have no idea the next time I'm gonna see her ever. So. We Snapchat every day, 2K. What's our Snapchat thing right now? Like 312? I'm gonna go look at it. I'm gonna go look at it. 323. We've been Snapchatting for almost a year. It's literally the only thing I do on Snapchat is talk to you. And then sometimes another friend of mine. But that's not as common. Yeah, Matt, I try not to go anywhere. It's not like I'm like up and going places. I literally just go out once a week. I go out on Saturdays to get my animals food. That's pretty much it. And myself food. That's it. So, and I used to do that on Fridays until I started working the closing shift. And now I do it on Saturdays because it's so much easier to do it on Saturdays. That's true. It would have been a year already if we hadn't goofed that one day and had to start over. Yeah, and I actually have a prescription I should be picking up, but only just because my cat hid these on me. These are pills. Are my prescription. These are my prescription. And for my PCOS. And so she hid them on me, so I ordered new ones, and it's waiting for me. I was going to go tonight, but then I found them. So I was like, I guess they'll just sit there until they call me, and I'll go get them at that point, and then just hide them from her so she doesn't hide them from me again. But yeah, I basically go to the grocery store. I go to Target, that's it, and then I go to like a Petco or a PetSmart, one of the two. Generally Petco's, because Petco's tend to have bigger crickets, and that's what I need because I've got a bullfrog that generally actually eats baby mice, but I don't think Leaping Lizards is not Leaping Lizards, that's been closed since December. Twin City Reptile, that's where I go now. Twin City Reptile, I don't think that's open during the quarantine. Can't imagine that's open during the quarantine. That I don't think is essential enough to still be open. I've never looked. But like one of the very first cases in Minnesota was in St. Paul, and that's where Twin City Reptile is in St. Paul. So I was like, I'm not going back to St. Paul for a little while. So. Oh no, your Switch's battery's almost dead. That's sad news. I still need to get a Switch. I don't have a Switch yet. So, we'll see. One day I'll get a Switch. Probably when they've been... Well, I said I was going to get a Wii, and I said I was going to get a Wii U. And I never got those either. So we'll see what happens. Just have... I don't know. It's tough, man. But yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very, very lucky that I still have a job, still have an income, and I get to work from home. I feel very, very lucky about that. But doesn't mean it's easy, but at least it's like better. But yeah, so that's where I am. But I also still see my therapist every week, so just virtually. So I think that's part of why I'm holding on, is because I still see my therapist and I can still talk about my problems to somebody who tells me to grow the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't sugarcoat things though, which is nice. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens now. Though I'm performing better at home than I ever did at the office, and I don't know why. I think it's because I can't be heard here, and maybe that's why I feel a little more able to like be my normal customer service self. I don't know. I get this weird anxiety about being on the phone and people being able to hear me. So, but yeah, I spend most of my time on the phone. So, hi. What can I do for you? You can get up on my lap? Okay. That's fine. You can get up on my lap. What can I do for you? I know. It's late. Is it time to cuddle? Is it cuddle time? No, you just want to get on my desk. Okay. I'm just the vehicle. Got it. I'm the thing you sit on when you look at my desk. Go, what am I gonna steal off it this week? That's my cat. That is not a toy. It's not a toy. Nothing on my desk is a toy. I promise. Don't use claws. You're lucky I don't believe in declawing. I know. Don't declaw your cats. It's amputation, and it's unnecessary amputation. It mangles them for life. Some don't walk the same ever again. We had a cat that did not react well to declawing, which is when we started learning about declawing. She does the stealing habits of a ferret. She maybe is part ferret. I do want to do, and I've done like research on it, and it's like legitimate. It's legitimate in the same way that the human one is legitimate. But I do want to do a DNA test on her. But the human one is legitimate only in the sense of like the more DNA they have, the more they can compare. And that's the same thing with the cat one. So hers will change just like humans' ones change all the time. Mine has changed frequently. I mean, not super frequently anymore. It doesn't change nearly as much as it used to. Oh, why am I logged out again? Why does this log me out all the time? I'm going into my 23andMe. Don't turn off my computer. Anyway. You make me nervous. So I'm only 45% Norwegian now, which makes me very confused, but it's fine. 44.6% Norwegian, 13.1% British and Irish, 12.7% French and German, but specifically German, and then 10.9% Eastern European, which is my Polish, which is weird because it should be higher. But anyway, but I do want to get a DNA test done for her because I'm just curious about where that personality came from. Like, it's so funny because whenever people get like a rescue dog, it's like a mutt. I'm like, oh, you're gonna get a DNA test on. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm like, it does, because you got to know where the personality is coming from. Like, if you have a dog that's mostly like a shepherd, you're gonna need to know that the dog is gonna need to have a lot of exercise. Like, there's reasons you should know the breeds of your pets. Whether you have a pure breed, like I have Cosmo, who's a purebred golden retriever, or a cat that, I mean, her mother and all of her siblings were white and black, just like her. So I don't know how planned her mother's pregnancy was. She was still a stray out in the wild, but don't know. Anyway, but she, like, all of her siblings were black and white. Were white with black, I should say. Here, we'll see if I can find the picture. Yeah, my Polish went up. My Polish did go up. It's probably under downloads, isn't it? Yeah, so these are all of her siblings right here. So all of them. And if you guys, oh, come on. She's the one up here in this corner. Her name used to be Mango. But see, you can see all of her siblings are white with black. All of them. And she's the cutest. Anyway, this is what she looked like when she was little. When she was a baby. That's the picture that made me fall in love with her. She was super cute. What happened? Anyway. But all of her siblings were black and white. And her mom was black and white. I have a picture of her mom in here somewhere too. Oh yeah, the very next one. So this is some of her siblings and their mom. So again, white with black. Just all over. So I don't know how planned that pregnancy is, because generally cats come in all colors. Cats generally come in all colors because of the fact that the litters have multiple fathers. That litter did not. It's very strange. So, because we've reared 2 kitten litters in my life, so, and I had to bottle feed one set, so that was interesting. But yeah, usually cats come like a tabby and a calico and an orange tabby, and tabby is not a breed. Tabby is a coloration. It drives me bonkers when people are like, oh, she's a tabby cat, that's her breed. Like, no, that's not her breed. Anyway, but they'll come in like tortoiseshell and calico and tabby and tuxedo and black and white, like just all these different colors. And it's like Joseph Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, right? Her litter, completely the opposite. So I'm curious as to like what she is and like how possibly planned her mom's pregnancy was. Whether her mom just maybe escaped or something. I don't know. But yeah, she's an interesting cat. What? You're an interesting dog. You're just a lot more subdued. Cosmo was an interesting puppy, though. So, he was so interesting as a puppy that my sister got me the book, Marley and Me, because she'd heard that it was being turned into a movie. And it's about the worst dog ever. And that's what I would always say about Cosmo when he was a puppy. I'm like, he's the worst freaking dog. He chewed through, not all the way through, but he chewed the walls in my bathroom when I lived in my apartment in St. Cloud. I did not get my damage deposit back from that apartment. I had to pay extra because of Cosmo. Had not had Cosmo, I would have had my entire security deposit back. Then again, she was kind of a shisty person, so possibly would have figured out another way to make sure that I did not get my security deposit back. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's why I rent from my parents now, because this is so much easier to rent from your parents. Yeah. Especially now that Cosmo's getting older, it's so hard for me to think about Marley and Me, because I'm just thinking about, look at that. It looks like I just didn't do my makeup well enough. That's just my rosacea shining through. Look how pretty. This is why I don't normally just wear BB cream, but yeah, Marley and Me is tough. I've not seen Hachi. I know the story though, but I've not seen it. They're very sappy, but Marley and Me is so good. My issue with Marley and Me, so here's the thing. Studying conversion of film, of media, Specifically, I more or less studied comic book cinema, the conversion of comic books into cinema, but I also understand novel to cinema. I understand there has to be changes made for multiple reasons. One, for time, because if you actually did a movie, you know he hates that. Why do you do it? Anyway. So like it has to be done because of timing, because if you did a book cover to cover, it would be a ridiculously long movie, or you'd have to do it in multiple movies, right? Then the other one is that there's a difference between written description, which involves a lot of imagination, and actual visual representation. And so because of that, a lot of things have to be changed for visual purposes. So if something is not needed visually, or is hard to explain visually, like use visually, like things will change, because it's a lot easier for the brain to concoct the visual, and that makes it a lot easier. Whereas if you're actually putting the visual in front of somebody, it's a lot less engaging, I guess is the best way to put it. So I understand when there are changes, but one thing that drove me bonkers about Marley and Me, the movie, was that they changed how the family got Marley because of the political atmosphere that was changing at the time. Because around the time that I got Cosmo, because I got blasted for getting my dog from a breeder. Just blasted. And I still do. Like, I just avoid talking about how I got my dog. Because even though he's a purebred, so a lot of people just assume I got him from a breeder nowadays. But that's the thing, is he was my first dog. And I've worked in the pet industry long enough. Even at that point, I worked in the pet industry. I'd worked in the pet industry long enough to know that, one, there are reputable breeders. There are good breeders out in the world. And you can get a dog, a very healthy dog, from a good breeder. And they're not all puppy mills. And two, when you get a purebred dog, you understand the personality more, or at least you can kind of get the right dog for your personality or for your life, or their personality matches. And I knew I was living in an apartment, so I knew that I had to be careful about the dog that I got. So there are a lot of reasons why I chose to get a dog from a breeder. And there are a lot more, but at the risk of sounding real awful, I'm just going to avoid saying them. Because there are just some more reasons, and they're legitimate reasons, but a lot of people would look at them as like bad reasons, but they're not. They're legitimate reasons. But anyway, so I got a dog from a breeder. Yes, I did. I got you from a breeder. I got to meet your mom, your dad. Your mom kissed you. We put her. She was like, "Don't take my puppy." Anyway, so yeah, because he was the first puppy to leave the litter, actually. Anyway, but at the time when Marley and Me came out, which Cosmo was, 9 months old, I think, when that movie came out, they had changed it to them having gotten him from a shelter. And there's nothing wrong with shelter dogs. There's nothing wrong with rescuing a dog. I am very proud of the people who do that. I think that it's great. And I think that it's very important. But having changed something that's real life for the reason of not getting in trouble on social media, for something as silly as that, it bothered me tremendously. I was also in the height of my film criticism studies, so like it was just that much more like frustrating. But yeah, it was really frustrating to see that because of what I was going through at the time. Like, to this day, people freak out. Wow, you killed a dog. It's you're the reason a dog is dead now. Cosmo's gonna be born regardless of if I got him from that breeder or got another dog from a shelter. Like, Cosmo was still gonna be born. There was a chance that Cosmo would have died. You know, there's a chance that he would have ended up with a family who couldn't handle him as a puppy and took him in. And I mean, not even kidding, I witnessed when I was young, I was, probably 13, when my mom and I were taking our cat to the vet, one of our cats to the vet, and because he had, I'm trying to figure out what my cat is doing right now. Anyway, and there was this really great, he had urinary tract infection. And so we were trying to get him to be better. And so we were waiting, and there was this just filled with life, lovable, excited golden retriever. And my mom started talking with the owner. And the owner said, we're putting this dog down. Why? He barks too much. And so my mom tried real hard to pay the vet to not put the dog down and to take the dog. My mom was going to take the dog. My mom was just like, no, we're going to take the dog. We weren't going to keep him. We were planning on actually bringing him to my mom's brother and his wife because they had just lost their golden retriever. Their golden retriever that I grew up with had passed away. His name was Nugget. And so they were going to bring this dog to my aunt and my uncle. Of course, with their approval. Had they not approved, we would have kept him. And the vet said, I'm sorry, I legally can't do that because they signed a contract. And we're like, but that is inhumane. The dog is healthy. So, like, that could have been Cosmo's life. That could have been the life, because Cosmo barks. Cosmo's very vocal. He will let you know what he wants. He talks. He has talked since he was very, very young. And he's very, very vocal. And if he hears even a noise outside that makes him worry, he barks to alert me. He walks up to me and he'll at me because he's upset. And it just pains me because I think about that. I think about that constantly to this day, that this horrible person did that. And that could have been Cosmo's life. So it doesn't matter. Even if you choose, I have family members that have chosen to get dogs from puppy mills. I don't like the idea of giving money to puppy mills. But at the same time, like, they're still living creatures. They still deserve a loving, happy home. No matter where they come from. No matter how they were born into this life. Have we all forgotten what Mew and Mewtwo taught us in Pokemon, the first movie? Have we all forgotten? You know, it's... I don't know. It's tough. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my second dog yet. As I am going to get another dog. Not anytime soon. I'm going to let Nova calm down a little bit. But there is a talk. There is talk of that. There has been talk of that. There was talk of that before Nova. And then Corvette got sick. And then Corvette passed away. So then I decided to get another cat. But there has been talk of another dog. There's been talk. But I don't know where I'm going to get the dog from. I don't know if I'm going to look for a specific breed. I don't know what my next journey is going to look like. I window shop a lot. So. But there's no way I can handle Nova and a puppy. So. And I would get a puppy. I would choose to get a puppy. That I know. And only just because I like knowing I'm the only person that put training into the dog. Because I have a very specific training style. And I don't want to have to, I know this isn't technically a word, but untrain a dog and then train the dog. So I will always choose to get a puppy for that reason. That's one of the reasons why people probably think I'm a terrible person, but I have a very specific training style, and some dogs have not been trained, and that's why they are in shelters. And for people who can handle that, more power to you. I'm glad you can handle that. I, unfortunately, am not able to handle that kind of life, so I'll always get a puppy. So there's that. There's that interesting soapbox from somebody who used to work in the pet industry. Doesn't matter how you get your dog. Doesn't matter how you get your cat as long as you give it a good life. That's all that matters. It's my opinion. Right, Cosmo? Right, Cosmo? He's like, unless you're going to give me my dental treats, that's all I don't care. I don't care. But yeah. So that's that depressing story. But yeah, there's talk of me getting another dog eventually. One of these days I'll get another dog. But not anytime soon, because Nova needs to learn and calm down first, and then I'll probably introduce a new puppy. But the older Cosmo gets, the more anxiety I'm getting about him getting older. So I know that if I don't get a dog before he passes, the day he passes, I will go and just find a dog and bring it home. I almost did when we put Corvette down. So when we went to put Corvette down almost a year ago, it'll be a year ago in June. And so when we put Corvette down, my mom and I met at the vet. Your coworker friend is getting a new pupper. Oh no, yay! But yeah, so when we put Corvette down, I know. What? That got you excited. Why did Nova get you excited? Anyway, but when we put Corvette down, my mom and I met at the vet due to work stuff, and so I was driving by myself. I was driving home by myself, and stop. And that day, I was like, I'm not far from the Humane Society. Maybe I'll just go get a cat. That was the plan. And then I stopped myself and got a decaf mocha instead. Ow. Got a decaf mocha instead from my old Caribou Coffee. If you guys don't know what Caribou Coffee is, because it's not in Minnesota. Or it's not outside of Minnesota pretty much. But Caribou Coffee is our coffee chain here. There used to be more around the country. But then the same company that owns Pete's Coffee bought it. I know, she's just really bugging you tonight. And so they turned a lot of Caribous into Pete's Coffees. And so a lot of Caribous that used to exist in other states no longer do. They are now Pete's Coffees. But it was so funny because when I first started working at Caribou, that was what was going down. And my grandmother called me. And she was like, Brittany, is your job in trouble? And I'm like, no. I mean, even if so, like, it's just going to turn to a Pete's Coffee. Oh, I have to learn new drinks. Oh, no. Anyway, so I went to my old Caribou, and because I wasn't far from my old Caribou. My vet is not far from my old Caribou, I should say. And I went to my old Caribou and bought myself a decaf mocha instead and went home. And because I knew that getting a cat that day was probably not good life choices because I wasn't getting a cat for the right reasons. So my plan was to wait until like fall to get a cat. And then I ended up getting Nova in July, so. Which is funny because it felt like a lot longer than that. Like it felt like it was a few months. And I think about it and it wasn't. It doing a thunder? Oh, I wish I would get a thunder. I miss thunder. We've had one thunderstorm so far this season. Hi. Hi. Oh, I love you. Mwah. I love you. Can you say oof? Good boy. Say oof. Not that loud, please. People are sleeping upstairs. You gotta whisper. Can you whisper? Nope, that's not a whisper. Can you whisper? Good boy. I don't know if anybody heard that. I don't know if my microphone picked that up. Good boy. You're a good dog. Can you sit? Good boy. I can't wait for summer just so that it starts storming again because I miss storms. I love storms. Storms are some of my favorite types of weather. What are you doing now? I hear weird noises all the time and I know it's Nova. And then when I hear a weird noise and it's not Nova, I'm like, and then it ends up being Cosmo for some reason. I don't understand that life, but that's fine. Hey, baby. But yeah, yeah. People find me really weird because I'm like, ooh, a thunderstorm is coming. Is it gonna hail? And people are like, why do you enjoy hail? And I'm like, because it's cool. My car already has all kinds of hail damage, so I'm not like worried about it. Well, it brings back an interesting nostalgia for me too. So this is also why I'm obsessed with robins. So if you guys don't know, I'm obsessed with robins. Absolutely obsessed with robins. So they're not my favorite bird. They're not my favorite bird even a little. My favorite bird is the red-tailed hawk, because of Animorphs. But the robin has always been very significant in my life. And the reason why is because when we were still living, in Madison. So I was like 4, probably. And there was a really bad storm. Like, get into the basement kind of bad storm. So, like, there's probably a tornado kind of bad storm. And I remember my parents were freaking out. Mostly my mom. But my mom is just storm scared. The rest of my family were all like, it's fine. Just relax. It's okay. Like, even if a tornado comes, like, just use precautions. Use the correct precautionary measures to survive the tornado. It's fine. And... like, I don't know, like my dad and I are just real jaded. My sister's like, it's fine. But she also has 4 kids. She needs to keep calm. So that's probably why. My parents were freaking out. And I remember standing next to our sliding glass door, looking into the backyard of the, house. And I saw this little robin just like hopping around on the floor, on the ground. And I remember thinking, I wonder if that robin is scared. And I thought, that robin doesn't look scared. That robin looks like he's playing. So why am I afraid of the storm? Like, it was like this really weird, deep, philosophical, like, thing that my brain decided to play at 4. And so that's why I'm not afraid of storms. Because I saw this robin once, and the robin was okay. So that meant that I was going to be okay. And so every time there's a bad storm, I think of that robin. And for some reason, it keeps me going. So it's really weird because that robin, I'm sure, is long gone by now. But for some reason, it's lived on in my life as just this kind of beacon of hope. And so every time I see a robin, it's like all of a sudden I have hope in my life again. It's really weird. So yeah, robins are very, very important to my life. And then I actually looked it up, and robins actually do have a significance in like superstition and like mythological reasonings. I can't remember what it is. What is a robin's lifespan? What is a robin's lifespan? 2 years in the wild. Wow, it's been a lot longer than 2 years. Whew. The longest known lifespan in the wild of an American robin is 14 years. The average lifespan is about 2 years. So yeah, that robin is long gone. Because like I said, we're talking like 30 years ago. So I'll be 34 this year. So, robin... symbolism. There we go. That's what I was trying to think of. They don't live long. That's weird. So robin symbol and spiritual meaning. So Robin visiting meeting. If a robin keeps visiting you, it indicates good luck. According to myths and legends, robins appear once a loved one is dead. Allegedly, the robin is often seen after you encounter a loss of someone you love, who is the spirit of the deceased person, trying to tell you not to worry and that they love you. A simple message from heaven that this loved one, or your afterlife of choosing, that this loved one is watching over you. Many people have proven this legend true. Robins also appear spiritually to remind you to uncover the happiness. To see two robins consequently can indicate that you should share your knowledge. Robins are also associated with the end of an old phase and entering a new one. To see a robin means you need to let go of what no longer serves you and find something else to bring you joy and happiness. The robin bird is encouraging you to be brave again. So that is the meaning of a robin, which when I oh, well, there you go. There's a significance. That's why a robin's always been significant in my life, and I didn't even know it. Well, hello, Daniel. How are you today? I am doing very well. I am getting tired because I am a morning person, and staying up till 10 has been, I mean, it's not quite 10 yet. We're still 6 minutes away, but it's been a tough one, man. It's a tough one. So I'm usually sleeping by now because I am a lame person. It's fine. I will survive. My dog is falling asleep. My cat is probably breaking things. So life as usual. It's fine. My geckos are probably wishing I'd turn off my lights. Life is how it goes. But I was asking a little bit earlier, how is everybody doing with the quarantine? So Daniel, how are you doing with the quarantine? How are you holding up? Are you holding up okay? You still working, or are you one of the people that are out of work right now? Gotta get on your level of staying up? No. You gotta get on my level of waking up, man. Gotta get on my level of waking up. Okay, maybe not fully my level of waking up, because I wake up at like 5 for fun. Sleeping in is 7 for me. That's sleeping in. I don't think that's the level you want to be. It's not even the level I want to be. I'd love to be able to sleep at a little bit later than 7. Oh. I do actually until probably June. The sun will be up when I wake up. You're still laid out at work? Okay. You're still okay. So you're laid off. Are you furloughed or are you laid off? I'm curious. I know a lot of places use the word layoff, but most mean furlough. I work kind of in that industry, so I'm very lucky. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, I'm very lucky that I get to work from home. I still have a job. I still have an income, which I'm very, very happy about. I'm very, very lucky. So that's why I'm faking a Friday, because I have to work tomorrow. And then I get the whole weekend. So, fun times. Well, I'm glad you're holding up okay. This has been tough on so many people. And like I said, I'm very lucky that I still have an income. So it's a tough one, man. So I hope that you can return to work safely and soon. But we got to make sure it's safe first. So which is funny because, like, I don't know. I just know movie theaters don't pay very well. But I also worked as a full-time manager in retail and still thought about getting a part-time job because that's how little I was paid in full-time retail management. And still was like, maybe I'll get like a part-time job. Now I actually make enough money to survive, so it's nice. No longer work in the retail game. Yeah. I'd like for it to start calming down, but I think people are opening up too soon, and it's not going to be great because we're going to get a second wave. We always do with these global pandemics. So if you look at the history books, it's going to follow the same route. Very likely. But yeah. So it's a tough one right now. It is a tough life right now out there in the great blue yonder. Yeah, that must be the weirdest piece though, Kay, is the fact that, like, what's nice for me, because I know a lot of my friends who don't work right now are saying that they've lost track of what day it is. Like, they are incredibly bored. Luckily, I'm still working 40 hours a week. So I'm just working here, literally at this desk all day. So, like, for me, I still know what days it is because I know when I work, because I work Monday through Friday. And so, like, I know what day it is. So I still have my routines. They just all involve me being inside this house versus going to the office. So if you can't tell, you sounds a fan, the train and the sirens. Well, and tornadoes make the sound of trains. So there you go. Yeah, like I said though, I'm lucky in that way where I'm still working 40 hours a week. So even though I'm home and still going stir crazy, actually told Cosmo, no, but today I need a break from both of you right now. So I had my lunch upstairs in my parents' unit because why not? And so I'm able to base when I work off of, what day it is. So ooh, yeah, worst part of Tornado Alley. I mean, we get a lot of tornadoes here, but we're not Tornado Alley for sure. Minnesota is not in the Tornado Alley, but we do get a decent amount of tornadoes in Minnesota. Not generally here in Bloomington, but because we're right next to Minneapolis, which helps. And I basically live in Minneapolis. But, and then also we're right around water because we're in the River Valley. So. Yeah, you could still go hiking. I mean, I know like the state parks here never closed, I guess. Like they closed at night, but they didn't close during the day. So like you can still go hiking. I can't. I mean, I suppose I can. It's starting to get warm. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you. Anyway. But I do go on WALKs. I can't say the word. Otherwise my dog will freak out. And it's not going to happen because it's 10 o'clock at night. So, no thank you. But yeah, I still go on WALKs with the dog when it's not too hot for him. So. Yeah, it's been an interesting few months. And for the first month, Yeah, for the first month I couldn't work from home. I had to go into the office, but certain people got to go home. So they were allowing certain people to go home and then certain people not, so it was easier to social distance. So your parks are closed, as in they wrapped tape around the playground and table areas. See, we never did. We never closed parks. Walls wanted to. Our governor wanted to. Hi, Dylan. How was work? Dylan's back at work. Yeah, that's the one nice thing about living so close to Minneapolis. Like I said, I basically live in Minneapolis. But it doesn't take long for me to drive to Minneapolis. But yeah, it's just one Minneapolis is very, very nice because we don't get really nasty storms. There was one nasty storm that we got, and it was, that I remember from living here. And it was really funny because we were playing softball. So I play softball in the summer. Obviously not this summer, but I play softball in the summer. And there was this one day where we were playing softball. It's a city league. We were playing softball, and this girl that was watching us, she was like the wife or the girlfriend of one of our players, and she comes running saying, "Hail is coming." Because we had been seeing like lightning, but it was far enough away that they weren't calling anything. And so we knew that there was something coming, but she was literally being chased by hail. And so as soon as she got to us, she's like, "Hail is coming." And we're like, "What?" She's like, "No, seriously, hail is coming." And then the next thing we know, we're being hailed on. So obviously the game gets called. And we all go running. And one of my friends that played at the time, she used to live, not there anymore, but she used to live not far from where we played. So she would walk to the games. And so she ran to my car. She's like, "Can you take me?" And I was like, "Yes, I can take you." So I unlocked my car, and she jumps in and I jump in, and we're trying to drive to her apartment. But the rain and the hail is so heavy that we can't see anything. So I'm like, I don't even know if I'm on a road right now. Like, I don't even know what's happening right now. So I figure out a way just to pull over and hope that nobody hits me. And I was just like, it was so bizarre. So we just sat there and just hung out and waited. There was another one. It wasn't a really bad storm, but another one from when it was softball. Well, that's how my light's going to look now. I don't know if it changed for you guys at all, but because I'm just too lazy to get up and move my light back. Anyway, so we knew, again, a storm was coming. It was kind of raining off and on, and we don't call for rain. We call it for lightning that's close. And so we do it lightnings, you count seconds, hear the thunder. That's how many miles away it is, right? So that's when we call it. And it's called by the Alps, not us. Anyway, so it was raining off and on. It was cold. It was getting stormy. And the next thing we know is the school. So we play right outside of a middle school. The school got struck by lightning. And at that point, we're all like, no. So we all got into our cars. Even the Alp was like, "Yeah, let's just go sit in our cars and just hang out for a little bit." So we all went and sat in our cars. The team that we were playing against stood under a tree. They were not the brightest humans. They were not the brightest of humans. So we were all sitting in my car, me and one of my teammates, or two of my teammates, and one of which is not one of my teammates anymore, but we were hanging out in the car, and it was really funny because it was right after the whole GeekCon drama had started happening. I think it was like the following summer. No, it was the same summer that the GeekCon drama happened. So if you guys don't know my GeekCon drama, if whoever's watching doesn't know my GeekCon drama, there's a whole video on my channel about it. But yeah, it was like right after the whole like recent GeekCon drama happened, like as it was happening. So I was having him read stuff, one of my teammates, because he'd been hearing a little bit of it, because he's actually currently is the boyfriend of one of my friends, and he started playing with us because we needed another guy. And he was like, I want to play softball again, that'd be really fun. And then he ended up not being able to play softball anymore, but he was kind of hearing it off and on from that friend, from his girlfriend, who is my friend. And so he's like, I want to know more. So I was like, okay, here you go. And so I showed him like everything between the two of us that had happened via texting. And he's like, she's nuts. And I was like, yeah. So yeah, the Kay, Dylan, and Matt know exactly what I'm talking about, because they know I mean, Dylan knows the person that I'm talking about, but actually knows the person in person. So anyway, so yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I keep like spiking. I think I'm gonna turn this down a little bit, maybe. Yeah, that's better. Anyway, so yeah, that was happening all that time. So it was like my life was falling apart, and then a storm happened. So it was fun. It was really fun. It was the beginning of one of the worst 6 months of my life, because that was a real tough time. End of 2017 was real rough, because that whole drama happened. And then GeekCon happened, and it was the most stressful thing that I'd gone through convention-wise. And then my grandmother went into the hospital shortly before GeekCon. And then GeekCon did not perform well enough to pay all of its bills. So they were going to cancel it. They were going to bankrupt. And so my grandma passed away the day before my birthday. And then on my birthday, they called me and said, oh yeah, we're bankrupting the convention. And I was like, cool. And then they decided to save the convention and then change the rules to fire me and my entire staff. Actual true story is that they were going to keep me. They were going to make these rules to fire literally everyone else. And they're like, but we're going to figure out a loophole for you. I'm like, no, then you're going to create a loophole for my entire staff. And then they decided not to do that. So I was like, fine, my fate's the same as theirs. You want me to stick around? Then you keep my staff around. They do so much work for me, and no. So yeah, it was like just the worst 6 months of my life, man. It was a rough one, man. Oof, that was a rough year. Yeah, it was BS. It was a rough year. So that was fun. That was a fun experience of my life. I do not look fondly back at 2017. I do not look back fondly at it. It's a rough one. But 2007 was also rough. It's weird. I'm worried about the sevens now in my life, because 1997 was, I think, the year that Turbo came out. So 97 wasn't a great year either. Anyway, just kidding. But 2007 was rough, even though that was the year I started going to conventions. I think that's literally the only thing that saved me that year, because I fell in love for the first time in 2007, but that ended with him cheating on me in 2007. And my grandfather died in 2007, and I had a friend die in 2007. So it was a rough year, and I think that the starting to go to conventions thing was the only thing that saved me. And I remember it was so funny, because I was trying not to tell my parents about what happened with my ex, and because it had happened like quite literally right before we left for Vancouver. So I went to Anime Evolution in August of 2007, and my parents came with me because they were like, well, you're going to do this convention. We may as well like do like a second honeymoon kind of thing. And so they did. And they, you know, saw around Vancouver and stuff while I was doing this convention. And days before that was when he cheated on me. And so it was real rough on me. And so we got to Vancouver and I just like burst into tears in the hotel room. Just burst into tears. And my parents couldn't understand why. They're like, you're in Vancouver. You want to live here. Like, we drove you by Ocean Studios. Like, why are you so upset? You're going to be at this convention where you're going to meet people that you aspire, you know, that you like are super into. That also came into that 1997. True facts. Also bad. That was just a bad year, guys. 1987, as far as I know. No, 1987 was when I almost died from dehydration. So, okay. So the sevens are just not great years for me. But yeah. And so, so yeah, I, don't remember what I was saying, even in the slightest. It's gone. That's what happens. But yeah, so the sevens are just my rough year in the decade. Just my rough year in the decade. It's fine. So 2027, here we go. Come on, come get me, bish. Come get me, bish. I am ready for you. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna like put myself in a medicated coma of 2027. Sound good? Sounds good to me. What's gonna happen? What more could go wrong? Knock on that wood, man. I thought for sure that might freak my dog out because my dog doesn't like the sound of knocking. My cat is playing. Oh, and she is playing with hers. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I thought I heard it coming from over, like, that direction, not behind me. Yeah, you're barely and I don't think very many people are I think most people are barely handling 2020. Okay, so there were a couple of good things, but, like, 2007 also came with me going to conventions for the first time. So, like, good things do happen. I got to see you in 2017, Dylan. Come on now. So, I just got to see you in 2018. But 2018 was the last time I got to see you, I think. I think that's the last time I got to see you, right? When you came here for my birthday in 2018. Because it was the year after my grandma died. So, I think that's the last time we've seen each other in person. Oh my gosh, Dylan, I watched Good Burger not too long ago. Like a couple of years ago. My mom and I watched it. It's still fantastic. It is still hilarious. Like, it's just a gem of a movie. Just astounding. I highly recommend watching it. I think it's still on Netflix. Let's look. Is it still on Netflix? Is Good Burger still on Netflix? Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? I can't do an Ed impression. Even a little. Good Burger. Nope, it must not be on Netflix anymore. Power Morphicon 2021, beesh! Power Morphicon 2021. It was going to be this September. Not happening anymore. But Power Morphicon 2021, beesh. Let's do this. You own it? I used to. I used to have... Excuse you, miss, you know that's wrong. To get up on my fireplace. But... yeah, no, it's a good movie. It holds up. It's so funny. My mom had never seen it, which is weird because I would have thought she would have, because I know I saw it in the theater, so I must have seen it with Nikki and her family or something. But she had never seen it. And so I was like, oh my God, you've never seen this? We need to watch it. She's like, I knew that there was like the All That skit. And I was like, yeah, it's based on the All That skit. So, yeah. You still have stuff at your sister's place? Yeah, that's our lives. You got the Snowbush in 2017. Is the Snowbush still dead? Or did you bring it back? Did you bring it back, Kay? Is it still dead? Is it still dead? Let's have a moment of silence for Kay's Snowbush, if it's still dead. But yeah. The 7s are a weird year. But oh my goodness, I'm so excited for Power Morphicon 2021. Ugh. And the people that they're like announcing now, I'm just so excited about. So, because they announced like, what, I think 8 more guests? Or maybe a couple of them were reconfirms, but it is still dead. I need to see if I can save it, but I mean, I have way too much stuff and I can't buy furniture right now, so I don't have room for it. If the roots are dry, it did. I haven't watered it in forever, so the ficus are still alive and kicking. You can't kill a ficus. I mean, the ficus is like, you have to try. Though my mom learned that you have to try to kill a catalpa tree too. So we have this giant catalpa tree, right? If you guys don't know what a catalpa tree is, it is this massive tree with these massive leaves that are like the size of my face. Like they're massive. And it's been growing babies. So we have a second catalpa tree as well. And a third. And my mom thought it was a weed. And so she cut it out and then looked a little bit closer and noticed it was a catalpa, a baby catalpa. She was like, oh no. Like she was really upset about it. It is now like 5 feet tall because it came back with a vengeance. By the end of that summer, it was already like 3 feet tall. Ridiculous. So weird. Catalpas are hardy beasts. Oh, your dailyish vlogs. That's right. I don't remember much of like what actual, aside from the big stuff that happened, I don't remember 2017 very well. I think because I just emotionally blocked it because it just was too much in my life. Yeah, I'm going to go to Power Morphicon website. I don't know who they still have up there just because I have to reconfirm, but Morphicon 2021, like it's already a search thing on Google. Power Morphicon, official Power Morphicon. Guests. Give me the guests, please. Okay, here. So Jason David Frank, Jason David Frank, Jason David Frank, Jason David Frank, Jason David Frank. Like it's literally Jason David Frank in all of his forms as the Green Ranger, as the White Ranger, as the Red Ranger, Zeo Red Ranger, as the Dino Thunder Ranger, and as Lord Draken. Like it's literally just 5 Jason David Franks. Jason Font, Brennan Mejia, Kevin Duhani. So Jason Font was in Time Force. Brennan Mejia is in Dino Charge. Kevin Duhani, which I don't know if that's how you should pronounce it, is the Blue Ranger in Dino Thunder. Romy Sharf, who is the suit actor for Alpha. Carla Perez, who was the American Rita. Not the voice, but the like body of American Rita. Jack Guzman, who is in Wild Force. Katrina Brown, who was in Ninja Storm. Patrick David, who is Psycho Red. Oh my god, we love Jason David Frank. We do. Oh my god. Ryan Perot, who is one of the comic book writers. James Davies, who is in Dino Charge. Austin St. John, who I theoretically still might get to meet this year because GalaxyCon has not canceled yet, so we'll see. They have Austin St. John twice as the Red Ranger and as the Gold Ranger, so that makes me feel better. Ali Perot, who was in SPD. Tracy Lynn Cruz, who was in, they have her twice too, in Turbo and in Space. Jessica Ray, who was in Wild Force. Claire Welder, who was in Dino Charge. William Schufelt, who is that Ninja Steel? I don't remember. Paul Schreier, who is Bulk. Michael Mays. Oh, what? Psycho Black, too. I didn't know they had announced Psycho Black. That's exciting. Where's Psycho Blue? Give me Psycho Blue, please. Thank you very much. Michael Lasky, who is Young Rocky. Catherine Sutherland, because she was 3. And then Anne-Marie Crouch, who was the mentor in Wild Force. Brennan's real cute. Not gonna lie. Brennan's real cute. Also real taken, but like real cute. Yeah, they haven't put up the people that they announced before because they also had announced oh my god, my brain is shutting down. I'm going to their Twitter now. I don't have to type it in. I searched for it recently, apparently. Oh yeah, because they had also announced Nakia Burrese, and they had announced Ron Wasserman and Erin Cahill. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't think of her name. I kept going Jen, but that's her character's name. But Jen from Time Force. Which I'm very excited. And they re-announced Kevin Duhani. And then they re-announced Campbell Cooley, who does a lot of villains right now. They re-announced Carla Perez. And they re-announced Jason David Frank. And Katrina Devine. That's right. She wasn't on there, but she's in Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder as 2 different characters. But her character from Ninja Storm is in Dino Thunder too. So fun times, fun stuff. So, God, I'm excited. It's so funny because like I could never go to Power Morphicon because it always like was in GeekCon's way. Like I could never go. And then the one year I finally am able to go. And this happens. So. Why are you on my desk? Nova. Why are you on my desk? Somebody needs to take a screenshot of me being scared of a cat. Well, ow. That's not necessary. Go kill the dog. I have so many scratches on my skin right now from Nova tonight. That one might actually bleed. Yeah, that one's looks like it's about to bleed. I should probably go to bed soon. Oh yeah, it's definitely bleeding now. Y'all, it is 10 o'clock. I mean, I guess for Dylan's like 8:30. But like, dudes. Eat at normal times. Of course, again, normal times for me is ridiculous. My lunches are usually at 11. Well, actually, not really. Now that I'm working closing shifts, they're at 2. It's fine. My lunch day was at 2:15, and I'm salty about it. Oofda. Oofda, oofda, oofda. Look at that. It's bleeding. Can you see? Wait. There, see? It's bleeding a little bit. It is 10:30. Y'all, ugh, time zones. Nova did a number. It's fine. I'll survive. I'm not gonna bleed out on camera. That'd be really weird. Okay. But yeah, GalaxyCon has not canceled. I've never been to GalaxyCon. I Try really hard to stay away from for-profit conventions. Not a fan. Not a fan of for-profit conventions. I don't like the way that they run. Basically having to pay to breathe air, the same air as their guests. And so I'm hypoglycemic. I don't have a choice but to be pretty regular with my meals. So anyway, but I'm very excited about possibly going to this one because I was working it out. Where's my note? Oh, it's over there. I'm not going to go get it. The next time I get up, it's to give my pets their dental treats and go to bed. Like, that's the next time I'm going to get out of this chair. So anyway, I worked out what it's going to cost me at GalaxyCon, and it's usually the same budget I give myself at dealer room, so I'm just not going to go to any kind of dealer room if there is such a thing at that particular convention. But yeah, I'm going to pay for selfies with people because that's how for-profit conventions work. Okay. I'm not against people selling autographs. It's perfectly fine. My rule as a guest relations head, and most of my guests were okay with it, was if somebody walks up to you and says, I want to purchase an item that you will sign, then they can charge. However, if they walk up to you with a DVD that they bought on their own and they want you to sign it, you sign it for free. Beesh. Try to upsell them. That's fine. Upsell them all you want. I worked in retail. Upselling is important and it's good. Go for it. Upsell them. I don't care. But like, if they want you to sign a DVD that they bought, don't charge them. It's just bad form. So, working on the other side of conventions is really interesting. Working at like the staffing side of it is really interesting because I know a lot of things a lot of people don't. And so a lot of people are like, but that's like how they make their money. Yeah, that's how they make their money, but they also make money in other ways too at conventions. So some people make bank at conventions, and it's not just the autographs. Far from it. There are other ways people make bank at conventions. So, things I'm not at liberty to talk about, even though I'm not a guest relations head anywhere anymore. But I love breakfast for dinner, though, Matt. Like, I love breakfast for dinner. Though, because I love breakfast food. Like, I love pancakes. I love waffles. I love French toast. You know what? I just really love carbs in the morning. Or at night. Or in the afternoon. I'm going to have pancakes tomorrow, which will probably hopefully keep my blood sugars pretty normalized. Oh, it already coagulated. That's nice. If I have a late lunch. I don't even know what time my lunch is. I could turn on my work computer. I could. Not gonna. But yeah, that's I don't know. I love breakfast for dinner though. That was my favorite when I was living in the dorms. That was my favorite nights to go and have. Like I rarely ever, like, I had food in my dorm in a cooler and a fridge. Like, I had cooler of stuff and fridge of stuff and things like that. So I just had stuff in my dorm to eat. But when they did breakfast for dinner, man, I would go and eat breakfast for dinner so much. So good. Ugh. So yeah, I could eat pancakes every day if my body would agree with that. But it doesn't, because my body doesn't like food. And it's also hypoglycemic, so it needs food. We were just talking about breakfast for dinner, Dylan. Do you like breakfast for dinner? Yeah, what you got? Show us what you got. What do you have, mister? I want to take a nap. Actually, I just want to go to bed. I'm really tired, guys. This might be ending soon because, guys, oof, I'm fading. I'm getting real tired. Give me something to talk about. Give me a topic. Yeah, You and me as roommates, we'd just be like, what are we gonna eat today? Pancakes, obviously, duh. Show us your dinner haul. I'm not super into Thai food, personally. I don't know why. Just not my thing. Which is weird, because it's, like, usually pretty spicy, but... Okay, I do like spring rolls, though. Like, I do like spring rolls. And there was this... Oh, man. There was... I can't even remember what it was anymore, but I had one at a broker open once, and I was still a real estate agent. Oh, it was so good. She made it from scratch. Oh, so good. Anyway, they were a type of spring roll. I can't remember what they were, though. But yeah, you and me, Kay, if we were roommates, we would just eat pancakes all day, every day. I'd throw waffles in there every once in a while. Some French toast. But yeah, pancakes every day. Seriously, give me something to talk about. That's what you want me to talk about, video games? Maybe that's what it was. Matt, maybe that's what it was. Because that name looks familiar. But yeah, books. I'm dyslexic. I don't read. Unless it's subtitles on a Japanese show. Yeah, okay, I'll talk about video games. I don't play a lot. I am a really nostalgic game player. So I just really like the stuff that I grew up on. So I need to set up my Super Nintendo. I mean, it is set up, but it's set up like in my parents' upstairs, not my unit. So I need to get it set up. But I'm a big Mario fan. Is that pretty basic of me, being a Mario fan? One of my favorite games of all time, which I didn't mention in my video this week, which is really weird, was Yoshi's Island. Yeah, Yoshi's Island on Super Nintendo. It's one of my favorite games. I got the remake of it for the DS, and I love it. I don't read books, I read people. Accurate. I do read people. Being an empath is fun. But yeah, I grew up also, when I was a teenager, I played Spyro a lot and Crash Bandicoot. So that's one of the big reasons why I want to get a Switch, because apparently I can play those on the Switch now too. Like, there's the remakes of those trilogies, and I just want to play them so bad again. But like with decent graphics, maybe. But yeah, those are my favorite games that I used to play. I play The Sims, obviously, like every day. I'm playing The Sims right now every day. But Sims is weird with me because, like, I'll go, like, hardcore Sims forever, and then I'll spend, like, 6 months not playing. So I'm, like, 6 months off, 6 months on, 6 months off. So we'll see how that goes. See, I enjoyed it just because of the nostalgia of it, because it felt like the same game. It wasn't. It is a different game. I mean, the levels are all pretty much the same. It's just different graphics and stuff and different animations. But I don't know. I just really loved it. I loved it. It was so much fun. But I think, again, it's just the nostalgia of it. But yes, I have that, and I have the one where you can grow into that really big Mario. That's another one I have on the DS that I really liked, but I beat that. And I also beat Mario Run, because I have Mario Run on my phone. I had to buy it twice because I had an iPhone. See, Mario Run. See. Mario Run. And I beat that. I don't play it as much as I used to. But I had to buy it twice because I had an iPhone. And then I decided I just don't want to give Apple any more money. And so I got a Samsung. And apparently, Nintendo won't transfer it over. So I had to buy it twice. Spent $20 on a $10 game. I'm guessing she meant Spyro. Yeah, I've heard the Crash Bandicoot one makes it actually a little bit easier because the way that because you know how like video games are like boxes, like because the characters are like standing on boxes. So if you get it just right, you can stand on air, or whatever. Like they're like little pixelated boxes that you can't see, but I don't know. I don't pretend to know the science of it, but like it exists. And apparently the boxes or what they call boxes, I don't even know what they're called, but like I've heard them called boxes. In the original Crash Bandicoot were terrible, so like it was harder, but now this one they've like made it easier. Oh, for me, which do I prefer, Spyro or Crash? I think I prefer the gameplay of Crash more than Spyro. But that's a really tough decision. But I think I prefer the gameplay of the Crash games more than the Spyro games. Because I feel like the Spyro games were more adventure-y, which is fine. I mean, obviously, like, as I like Super Mario 64, which is basically just an adventure game. But I feel like Crash's games were more like level based, you know? So like obviously because every level just had a different story, had a different path, had a different thing to do, had different like challenges, I guess. So I mean, it still followed a certain pattern. I don't know. I think I preferred the gameplay of Crash more than the gameplay of Spyro because I felt like Spyro was more free world, which was great, but just, I don't know. I don't really like the racing games as much. I like Super Mario Kart, but that's pretty much it. I just don't get into them much. So, but yeah, that's the extent of my video game playing skills. I used to play Grand Theft Auto when I was a teenager just to pick up hookers and then kill them when I was done with them. I might be a psychopath. Not gonna lie. Killed my Sims, killed hookers in Grand Theft Auto. Who didn't, though? Who didn't kill hookers in Grand Theft Auto? I was a teenager. It's also the same time I was killing off my Sims. Regularly. I was hoping one of my animals would be either awake or around. But my cat is nowhere to be found and my dog is sleeping, so. Which Mario Kart did you play, Matt? Very curious about which Mario Kart you played. I prefer older Mario Kart games. So, like, I like Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo and Mario Kart for N64. There's a Power Rangers game for the Switch? What is that? Oh, I think I know what it is. Power Rangers game on Switch. Yeah, I don't play it anymore. Yeah, Battle for the Grid. That's what I thought it was. Battle for the Grid. I do want to get Battle for the Grid. They recently added the Quantum Ranger to that, I think, if I remember correctly. They recently added the Quantum Ranger to that one. So I will have to get Battle for the Grid. I need to like make a list of all the games that I want to get on the Switch. Because here's the thing. Like if I can justify getting a Switch because I want enough games for it. Because when the Switch first came out, there just wasn't enough in the Switch lineup for me to justify paying that kind of money for a Switch. But here's the thing. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever. I may just get a Switch those days for myself because they'll be super, super cheap, right? But if I can, like, figure out what makes best sense for me, if I can get a list of games that I'm going to play and that I want to play them and stuff, then yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Why? Okay, there we go. What? I'm confused. I need to figure out how to shop for a Switch. Because apparently these are all just used. I don't know. I don't know what to do about my life right now. But yeah, so I need to figure out all the games I want to get for the Switch and then decide what I want to do and then probably get one on Black Friday this year. Or Cyber Monday. One of the two. God, what's Black Friday going to look like this year? What is Black Friday going to look like this year, you guys? Not that it matters, but like, it just occurred to me. What is Black Friday going to look like this year? Might be a decent reset, though. Get Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Odyssey, and PR Battle for the Grid. You'll be set for a while. Yeah, but I don't know if I want Mario Kart. And I want to get, like, the Pokemon games, and I want to get, like, Crash and Spyro. There's a lot I want to get, guys. Do you even understand my life right now? I need to figure out how to shop for a Switch. Because, like, for some reason, when I'm looking at it on Amazon, it's, like, not... It's, like, showing me, like, the games. I don't know if I'm doing this wrong. I live my life wrong. 6 feet apart Black Friday shopping. Humans would not be capable of such things. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying, guys. Yeah, I'm guessing Black Friday will be more like Cyber Monday. Like Cyber Monday weekend this year. That's what it's going to be. Oh, they're sold out right now? Oh. Well, that makes sense then. Why are they sold out everywhere? They've been around for long enough now. Why are they sold out everywhere? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why are people freaking out about them again? Let's go to Best Buy. Switch. See, like, I want to get... I don't know. Dylan, do I want Sword or Shield? I don't know. I haven't done enough research. Just because I knew I wasn't going to get one. I thought it was going to be, like, Diamond and Pearl. Because I just was a poor college... Oh, my God. That's right. Zelda. I need to get a Zelda. I need to get Zelda, too. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, see, I need to make a list of all of the Switch games that I want. So there's Breath of the Wild and Link's Awakening. So there are 2 Zelda games I need. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to need to make a list of... Because if there is... Seriously, if there is enough... If there are enough games that would justify me getting a Switch, then I'll get a Switch. Because that's the thing. Is, like, all these other consoles that I've not gotten, like the Wii, the Wii U, the Xbox, the PS3, the PS4. You know, the one of the reasons I wanted to get the PS3 or 4, I can't remember, was because it was going to be a Blu-ray player too. Well, now I have a Blu-ray player, so what's the point? Like, that was the reason I was going to get it. That's the reason I got a PS2, was to have a DVD player. I don't know, man. I just got to make sure that there's enough games. Because, like, literally the only reason I wanted an Xbox was for the Viva Pinata game. There was not a good enough reason to want to get an Xbox. So, and then the PS2, or the PS3, the PS4, again, just not enough came out on them for me to, like, justify getting them. But if there's enough Switch games at this point, then I'd be more than willing to buy a Switch come Black Friday-ish. But yeah, so I'm very excited. 'Cause the last Zelda game I played was Wind Waker, which I loved Wind Waker. But nothing will beat Ocarina of Time. Let's be real. Nothing will beat Ocarina of Time. See, that's the thing, though, is like, I couldn't justify getting any of those consoles for a game because there wasn't a game that I needed enough to be like, that's what I'm gonna get. Like, I was gonna get a PS4 for the remakes of Spyro and Crash, but then Dylan mentioned that they're on the Switch, so I was like, may as well get a Switch because I want to play Pokemon Sword and Shield. Which, I don't know, Dylan, did you tell me? Oh, you have Pokemon Shield, so maybe get Sword. Okay, got it. I did see that. Okay. Nah, I did now. I have a PS2. I have a PS2, and it's hooked up. I really want to play Monster Rancher again. I really miss Monster Rancher. I need to see if I can find it. And I need to see if I can find my Toby Keith CD, because that Toby Keith CD gives me a tiger. I have a ton of games for PS2. My grandma gave me all of her games when she downsized, so. Okay. Oof. My stomach is also starting to feel a little oozy. I think it's time for bed. Okay, well that was technically PlayStation, not PlayStation 2, but Monster Rancher. I love Monster Rancher 2. Specifically Monster Rancher 2. And then I also loved the Dynasty Warrior games. Oh my goodness. I loved Dynasty Warriors. That was a hack slash game. Like, all you did was just fight people. But my man, it was so good. And then I thought I found a cheat. Turns out it was like a legitimate way and just you fought different people. I was real disappointed when I realized it wasn't like a cheat. But yeah, I love the Dynasty Warriors games. Like, I would play those for hours. Oh my goodness, Kay. They are so... I love them. Like, Monster Hunter 2, like, literally all it is you're raising a monster and you bring it to tournaments and have it fight. Oh, that's right. Gundam had Dynasty Warrior games, didn't it? Or one at least. But yeah, I love Dynasty Warriors. I was super into it. And I got real good at Dynasty Warriors 2 specifically. Like, I got real good at it. Apparently, in one of the Gundam Warriors games, like one of the newest ones, there is a way where you can get, like, Brad Swale to talk to himself. Apparently. That's what he said. He goes, there is a way in one of the Gundam Warriors games that you can get me to talk to myself. It's Setsuna and, like, Amuro, I think. And I can't remember what he said, but specifically I remember him saying... But there is something you can do in Gundam Warriors that would make me basically just talk to myself. And I was like, now I need it. just to do that. We have AC on all year. I wish I was kidding. No, we turn the heat on during the winter, but it's real low because my mother likes the house cold. So I live in the coldest part of the house, so that's fun. But yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. I'm fading, you guys. Fading real fast. Yeah, so what I need to do, maybe I'll do that tomorrow during a slow time at work, is I'll just like figure out what I can possibly like get on the Switch and then decide if it's worth getting a Switch. Oh, Animal Crossing. I don't play Animal Crossing, so I don't immediately go to that. I'm also real tired. I'm also real tired, man. Tired. Oh, I have an itchy nose all the time. Always, always, and ever an itchy nose. But yeah, I need to figure out if I need to get it, if I want to get a Switch. I mean, I do want to get a Switch, but I need to figure out if it's like worth it. So, all right, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna say goodnight. And I'm gonna crawl into that bed and sleep, and then fake a Friday tomorrow. So there you go. I'm gonna wait till I see everybody say goodbye, and then I'm gonna end this stream and go to sleep tonight because oofda, it's real late. It's real late. Like, I don't stay up this late, man. I do not stay up this late. All right, everyone. Good night. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for chatting with me. Duger is ready for his dental treat. And I'm gonna go to bed. All right. All right. Good night, everyone.